Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to another Ready City Play Sleeping God stream. We're back. We're ready to play Ryan Lockett's Sleeping Gods for the fourth time. I'm super excited. We've got a brand new quest to do. Hey chat, how y'all doing? Sorry I'm late. Just sorting out technical issues. Got Difter, Carter, and Haggers all here in chat. And yes, I managed to get a haircut at long last. It's been over a year. So I went out. I'm as a type 1 diabetic, I actually managed to get my second vaccination jab. So I'm now fully vaccinated. So I thought, why not treat myself to a haircut? What's the worst that can go wrong? So it's nice and short now, easier to maintain, less hot under all these lights. So that's all good. Yeah, it's great news. I don't really know what this means. Chris and I and Michael we've all been talking about the UK Games Expo, which is happening at the end of July. Is it too soon? You know, can it be done safely? All that kind of stuff. The short summary is that we have no idea, and there's no answers, and we don't know what we're going to do about it. But these are all kinds of conversations, I guess, that we're going to be having as we return to normality. Yeah, the second injection was fine. Neither injection has been a major problem for me. I've got a little bit of pain in my arm and a little bit of a runny nose, and that's it. So, you know, the vaccination itself hasn't been problematic at all. I had the Pfizer vaccine, if you're at all interested. And yeah, so, you know, very fortunate really for someone in my age group to get it, but of course I am somewhat higher risk than your average person, so. In any case, yeah, Haggers, I did wind up buying a ticket for the UKG. I'm still not sure if I'll go, but I'd like to have the option just in case. It felt a bit cheeky under these circumstances to ask for a press pass or anything like that, because, you know, you want to, like, they're going to be running at such low capacity. Like, at the end of the day, I'm quite happy to throw them 30 quid just to support the convention and the show. I know it's got to be hard times, you know, for that organization. So, yeah, I've got my ticket. I don't know if I'll go. I guess further information to come. But in the meantime, we've got our mission. Y'all remember from last time that we are currently on the other path. So I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea. We'll find out, I guess, in due course. But we've got this path here that was laid out for us by our compatriot, so Wayfinder the Mythan, who are the bull people, has shown us another path to defeating the gods by finding these ancient uh-oh. What is that banding? Great. I'm not going to talk about technical issues. We're just going to get on with the game. The point is, we're looking for some even older totems to help defeat the gods, right? So, Difter says, yeah, best vaccine. Pfizer, best vaccine. Well, obviously Difter, because that's what we got. Uh-oh. I do not like what I'm seeing on this feed. Are you guys seeing that feedback? Bear with me 2 seconds here. Let me check this connection. Oh, fingers crossed this all holds together. It's almost the end of the third event deck, and apparently our ship is undergoing some having some technical troubles. Well, if it has to be reset, it has to be reset. But let us press on with in due course. So what we've done is we've sailed up here to the north. We're in the very northmost section of the Wandering Sea here, with the purpose of finding the first of these new totems that we've been gotten from our other path. So I've actually come after Totem 3 first, which may or may not have been a foolish idea, but this is the one we're looking for at the moment. So this totem of Velra was lost in the northern ice flows when a fight between Velra and her sister Aura caused the seas to shift. And of course we've got our friend Wayfinder the Mythan here helping us out as well. So he's come on the mission because he believes that this is the right thing to do. So now that we're up here, I don't really know what to do. I've been looking at the board for clues about where we might find where Velra and the fight with her sister Aura caused the world to shift. And I was thinking this maybe in here somewhere, I don't know. Or the northern ice flows could be these sort of positions up here in the actual ice. There's one here, there's another one up here. But I'm thinking maybe my best bet is to just head into town first and see if there's a keyword in town that might give me some kind of clue about where we should be heading, because that I don't really have any idea other than that. And what I don't want to do is waste too much time. Ideally, I want to try and resolve this before I run out of cards in my event deck, because once this one runs out, we're going to have to reset a lot of our ability cards here. And where we are right now, which is in the far north of the map, we're in the northernmost space, and so we're quite far from the center. This is when things start to get really, really difficult. And so we don't want to lose all of our buffs when the event deck resets. So, fingers crossed, maybe we can head over to Aurora and find out something useful. Fingers crossed. Maybe we won't find out anything useful at all. But, speaking of which, it's time for a ship action to start. And I think we can probably head to... So I think here, I probably want to do some... Well, do I need to do any cooking? What's the status of the crew, actually? Got fatigue. Got just a little bit of wounds, but quite a few fatigues. So some spicy gumbo might be just the ticket. I have literally 0 food. Okay. Apparently I've just done a search as well, so I guess I don't even have money for the inn. I've got nothing. I've got 2 coins, 2 artifacts, which I can spend as money if I want. But I guess maybe if we head into town, we might be able to find some kind of trade or something. So let us, well, we've got the Stone of Bargaining covered up. We've got a lot of stuff covered up. So let's head over to the bridge, I think. Here. So let's just draw a card, clear off all of these things, and gain 2 command as well. Time to follow the game's directions. What could possibly... Yeah. Well, I mean... I haven't been given much direction on this one, Difter. Like... It just says, the totem of Velra was lost in the northern ice flows when a fight between Velra and her sister Aura caused the seas to shift. So, that leaves me with a bunch of clues. So I'm wondering if it's sensible to stop off in town and see if there's something that triggers off of the keywords shift or path. And then maybe that will give me further information, like now that I'm in the right map. Of course, if there's nothing there, then I'm completely out of ideas. And we'll just have to figure out what happens next. Okay, so with that in mind, we've gone over the bridge. I cleared off the tokens. We get to have 2 command, which is not a whole lot, and we get to have a card as well. So we've got Dodge. It's a 4 card, 2 to equip. Get some block in. Don't know if that's well, that's always useful because my cunning's terrible. Okay, so we want to move 2 spaces. So do I want to fatigue someone in order to... Oh, event card first. Now that we've done the ship action, let's do an event. Tempest. A horrible storm is brewing at your location. Hold the course, Savvy 8. Or, Fleet. Craft 9. You must move the ship 1 distance. Oh, well, that's fine. We'll do Craft 9. Alright, so I'm going to have to fatigue someone here with Craft. Which I guess is going to be Audrey. We could fatigue Laurent. He only has 2 Craft, though. Yeah, I think it's going to be Audrey, so... Which is a shame, actually. I have to remember that Audrey's actually quite useful in combat now that she's got the death spell. Because previously I never used her to fight, but this is actually a really useful one to attack with because it's so accurate. Okay, so we got Savvy, we got Craft 3. Because this isn't a travel action, presumably I can actually... Yeah, it occurs to me that I still need to roll a 6 in order to succeed. So I might need to fatigue Laurent as well. Or else I'm going to need to roll a 6, which is extremely unlikely. So now I've got 5. That means we need a 4 up. I got 2 here. Do I have anything over here that'll help me? Not really. I have a lot of cunning. Bonuses to cunning now. What I do have is the reroll on gear. So let's gamble and go for it. Come on, 4 up. Here we go. Nah, haha, nailed it. Of course, I was never in any doubt. So we don't take the 3 damage and we move 1 over to here as we flee the Tempest. Okie dokie, that's fine, because now, as our first action, we're going to do a travel action anyway. And it doesn't matter what we draw here, because we only want to move 1. So, oh, we got the 2 anyway. So we go into Aurora Township, and I guess our second action will be to explore Aurora Township. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a command here from Engaged on Raphael, and, oh, get the book! Yes, this is everyone's favorite part of the stream. Yeah, I was never worried either, Haggers. The free moving away. Yeah, Difter, I mean... Exactly. Unlike Sir Robin, we bravely fled towards where we wanted to be. Oh, that's no good. That should be on mute, so you guys don't hear those bing bongs. Here we go. A cluster of frost-covered stone buildings stands hidden behind a forest of masts and sails from the many fishing vessels docked in the harbor. You suspect that you could walk from one side of the bay to the other, stepping from dock to dock, and not get your feet wet. The few people you see in the streets are heavily bundled, rushing from one place to another. No one here wants to stay outdoors for long. You land at a frozen fishing town. So we have the options: explore the town, or leave. Okay, so nothing is triggering off of our keywords here. So I guess we might as well explore the town just in case we find something useful, seeing as we're here now. As you wander through the stone-cobbled streets, a young girl with silver hair runs up to you. "Are you good fighters?" she asks. She's eager to hear your answer. Tell her you're extremely skilled fighters. Tell her you're not really fighters. I mean, I don't know about this extremely skilled fighters business. We are pretty good fighters, but do I want Do I want my reputation to be we're fighters? Moose gonna be like, oh my god, where's your hair? It's gone! It's going to charity. The Little Princess Trust will make much better use of it than I ever could. So... I guess we'll tell her that we're extremely skilled fighters, just in case she needs help. I knew it! You look strong and smart! Maybe you can help my brother. He's searching for gold, but a monster keeps chasing him. I tried to tell him not to go, but he left anyway because he really wants to find gold. I don't want him to get eaten by a monster. He told me where his camp is so I can tell you, and then you can go and help him, right? Okay, so we gain quest 67. We get to lose 2 low morale, but unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't have any low morale, so I guess, you know, that's fine. Here we go. Prospector in danger. A little girl asks you to help her brother who's being pursued by a monster while searching for gold. So where's his camp then? A little girl asks you to help her brother who's being pursued by a monster while searching for gold. Look, we don't have time to get sidetracked, guys. I feel like this other Totems of the Forgotten Gods thing is going to take up literally all of our time. I'm sure of it. It's going to be long and involved with plenty of opportunities for mistakes. So, but also, where is this camp? It just says, he's repeatedly chasing for a monster while searching for gold in the hills. That's all I get. He's searching for gold in the hills. Well, that could be anywhere. That could literally be anywhere. Is this the hills? Or that looks more like a bay or something. Wait, what's the keyword on this card? Prospector. That doesn't even trigger anything that I've got. Team, I don't know. All I know is he's prospecting for gold in the hills, and that's it. Well, maybe we'll come across him as we search for the rift in the ice. But that's all I've got. So, the only thing left for me to do is actually... Yeah, the only thing left I can do is return to the ship. Yeah, can you imagine? She's like, prepare to fight! Dun 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 dun. It's like, little girl challenges you to a duel. Okay, so... Then it turns out a crew of 9 and 3 passengers can't take her out. She's an incredible ice ninja. Okay. So, with that in mind, I'm quite tempted to do the port action. I'm going to have to spend one of my artifacts. Well, I'm going to have to do it next turn anyway, so I guess for now, it's time for a new round. Because I did the explore action, and so now we're back to ship action. So I think we should head back onto the deck and see if we can find some stuff, because Laurent's got his fishing gear over there as well. Oh, I should have... he's also got the ability to gain a command when I use the bridge, so I should have had one more command point last turn. So I'll just take that now. That was 160 T Carter. So there is also 175 here, which is just outside of town. But I don't know. Is it another auction house? Maybe. I don't know what that could be. Also, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's up with this camera. But I don't know how to sort what's going on with it. Let me just real quick. Maybe it's got something on the lens or something. He's still... Oh, that hasn't helped at all. Sorry. Maybe it's just too much. There's too much table presence of this game. The camera's like, no, I don't know what to look at. Okay. So those are reasonably well shuffled. So we're going to get 2 command. We're going up to the deck. We get to draw a card. If it's a 4 or more, then we get a meet. That's one of Laurent's powers. It's not. So that's a bummer, but at least we got that 2 out of the deck on something relatively minor. Now we can do our search. So I guess we should flip one over. Okay, so it's coins or 2 materials, which is kind of a bummer because that's not what I need at all. So we're going to go again and trying to find some food here. 2 ship damage and a coin. Alright, one more. 2 veggies! I'll take them. Okay, so ship damage number 1 is a 5, which means it's going on to quarters here. So the quarters are now out of action, so I might want to fix those. Ship damage number 2 is a 2. Puts it on the deck. Okay. But the most important thing is we get 2 carrots. Okay. And we can flip over an event. Yeah, Alessandro, we're just exploring the northern reaches here, looking for the forgotten totem of the totem of the forgotten gods. But we haven't so far found any clues about where to look, so. And now we've got fungus in the cargo. The toxic fungus grows in the cargo bay. We're hiding within crates and beneath shelves, spreading slowly. Ongoing. Draw fate at the end of the turn. If you don't get a 4-up, discard a food. Action. Perform a Perception 7 challenge. If you succeed, discard this card. Oh, okay, well I think I need to get rid of that because I need this food. Now I've got nesting monsters in the galley and fungus in the cargo bay. And it's not ideal. The situation is now sub-ideal. Difter, we got rid of... No, we've still got the horrible eggs. Yeah, the nesting monster. A dangerous tentacled beast has made the galley its nest and started laying eggs. Yeah, can we just put the fungus in with the nesting monster so that the monster become... No, because then we'll have mold monsters, which are worse. Eggs and fungus. Yeah, we can cook a monster egg and cargo fungus omelet. It's basically just mushrooms and eggs, right? It'll be great. Suddenly, the whole crew died, and nobody knew why. Okay, so I need a Perception 7 check. Who have I got with Perception? Well, I do have this Lucran Goggles over here, so that'll be enormously helpful. Other than that, everybody's kind of got garbage Perception. But I was talking about doing a port action, so maybe let's... I think we're going to start by getting rid of this cargo fungus. Sorry, this is going to be another boring turn. How am I... Only 2 cards left. This is really bad. Maybe I don't get rid of the fungus until later. I just don't want to lose all of my abilities in case I... If we cook the food and eat it, then... I'm just saying, if we cook the food and eat it, then we can't discard it because of fungus. Yeah, T. Carter, the one thing we've learned is that our quarantine procedure on board the ship needs updating. You know, whatever the current procedure is, it's let in too many too many alien entities. Alright, so we're going down here, and we're going to trigger this to get a meat. And then I'm going to put one over here onto the book that you guys can't see because it's under camera, to cook the spicy gumbo, which lets me heal 3 hit points and get rid of 3 fatigue. So there's 1. 2, 3, I think. And so I have to give up a carrot as well for that. And 3 hit points, so let's do... One, 2, 3, I think. Alright. So, I think now we've got our 2 actions. I was going to do a port action, but I've decided against it. Is there something else I can do with that carrot? Before it succumbs to the mold. I don't think so. What I'm going to do, I think, instead, is I'm just going to trigger... I'm going to trigger Audrey Williams to repair 1 here in the quarters, because I might want to use that. And I'll trigger the... Oh, God. I'm thinking about triggering my T to get rid of 1 more fatigue, but the thing about triggering the T is that I've only got 2 commands left. It's probably worth it. So we'll trigger that, and we'll get rid of... Canaans, I guess. We have to do a perception check. Are we going to be in real trouble? Maybe. Get rid of the captains, just in case. I'm looking for where my weaknesses are. My crew is not very perceptive. Guys, I'm so sorry about this banding on the table camera. I really don't know what is causing this problem. If you want, we can pause the stream, and I can try and fix it. The stream will go down for a minute and come back. How bad is it? Should I take the stream down for a minute for this technical fix? In the meantime, let's do a travel action. I think my first instinct was to go to Aurora Township. Nothing happened. So I'm thinking we check these ice flows, right? That's what I'm thinking is our next option. That's all I got. It's either that or it's one of these 2, but I'm going to run out of turns. So I guess let's sail up here and see what we can see. So we want to get 2 movement here, and I don't want to waste any time. So let's go ahead and fatigue Audrey and head north. Wow, that's a 5. Plus 3. Ooh. Damn it, that's 8. If it had 1 more, we could be immune to the danger symbol. That's annoying, but never mind. So we go 1. So wait, yeah, we had 8, right? Yeah. And I can't get that up any other way because I'd have to discard. There's no +1 craft anywhere. Nope. 1, 2. Alessandra, I'm afraid it doesn't, no. Hackers, I'm definitely not going to be able to... this is going to be on the recording as well, so I don't think I can fix this. The banding without taking the stream offline for a moment and just trying the camera. unfortunately. Because the recording's gonna... Whatever you guys are seeing is what the recording's gonna capture. This must be something to do with the... I think the connection. I honestly don't know what the problem is. Carter says, personally, I need a snack. So pause away. I respect that. Okay, so we've stopped up north here. So let's quickly resolve this ship damage. How do I feel about taking one more ship damage? I've got 4. So I could feasibly take one more. But I do have a lot of savvy, so let's just go ahead and throw one down here. We should be fine. Yeah, 6. Just enough. Alright. And what we'll do, guys, is we'll be right back in 2 seconds to explore the ice flow. But the stream's going to come offline for just a short moment. But don't go anywhere, because we will be right back. And hopefully this will fix any issues that we're having. Okay, well, hopefully it will be better now. We'll see. I'm just looking for those artifacts, but fingers crossed. That little turn it off and on again. We'll have sorted everything out. Right, let's do a heckin' explore. 1 command point, please. Alright, I really hope this... we've just, like, landed on a random iceberg. Like, is this where we need to be? So, hopefully, the answer is yes. But I don't know how convinced I should be, really. It does seem like a kind of a random place to come to if it's no good. Raphael looks exasperated. God, he's got the... Uh-oh. Okay, no. Okay, I thought the stream... Something happened to the stream there, but it was actually just an error on the music. Cool. Grand. Oh, I wish I could do a northern a New York accent, but I can't. So... Why the devil did you make us land here, Captain? It's just a barren iceberg. There's nothing! Raphael is interrupted by a snowball that hits the back of his head. Furious, he turns around to find Gregory with a grin on his face. Lighten up a bit, will ya? Nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned snow day. Unless you think you can't beat me in a snowball fight. Raphael is already scooping up snow. Oh, I can beat you all right. Gregory tries to start a friendly snowball fight with Raphael. So we can join in the fun or order the crew back to the ship. I guess we should join in the fun. Now we're here doing a random snowball fight. Like... Oh no, Heggers! No! So... This is a Perception 5 check to not get hit by snowballs. So the question is, do I use my Lucrin goggles to pass a snowball fight? Is it cheating if I use my Lucrin goggles to win the snowball fight? I think not. I'm terrible at snowballs. Also, I don't want to fatigue everybody. So obviously the captain dons the goggles and then gets involved in the snowball fight. So we're looking for a 5 here. We've got 3, so we should be okay. Oh yeah, we would have nailed it anyway. No problem. We didn't even need the goggles. We drew Sharp Eyes card. It's a free-for-all of flying snow. No one once manages to hit Kasumi, but you land some pretty solid blows on Mac and Raphael. By the time the snowball fight is over, everyone is exhausted and freezing, but laughing. Remove a low morale, gain 2 command, and return to the ship. Alright, well, I think we've pretty well established there's nothing here. There was a keyword, so clearly we have to come here on some other mission, but it's not the mission we have. So that's not useful. Right, so we did a travel, we did a old explore, so we're back to ship action. Yep, I'm running a little short on things to do here. Okay, I'm gonna go quarters to draw a card, which is triage. Each time a fatigue is removed from this crew member, restore 1 health to another crew member. That's fine. Alright. Hey, look, I'm not going to begrudge the crew a snowball fight. It's just if we do lose all of our... If we have to fight the Hectocron again up here, or we have to lose all of our cards and stuff, we just have to be careful, you know? That's the thing. Alright, we get to remove 2 of these, so I'm going to remove the one from the cookbook, and the one here from the Lucran goggles, and then we get 3 back. Oh! Also, hang on, I have to draw a card to see if my cargo fungus eats my carrot. No! The carrot's good! Cool. Right. So, actually, I kind of want to remove this so I can get a piece of meat. Cook the spicy gumbo again. Get everyone a bit up to snuff. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll leave this on the Lucran goggles, which is a bummer because that perception bonus is super good. But I'll remove these 2 instead, and then put 2 more over here. Well, we'll do that later, actually. We'll do the event card first. Just 1 left, and then something's gonna happen. Iron-eating insects. A swarm of termites are eating through the hull. Trap the insects and get rid of them. Craft 9. Fail. Take 5 ship damage. That's horrific. God, imagine that situation. 5 ship damage will put me on 9 out of 11. So, craft 9 is where we're at. Okay, so we're going to definitely have to fatigue Audrey again. So that's 3. We're fatiguing Laurent, which is 2. That puts us on 5. So now we need a 4 up. I wish I had some in hand. Well, there goes all the benefits I was going to get from cooking the spicy gumbo again. Oh well. Yeah, and we fatigue, I guess, the captain? Sure, why not? Oh, but she's so good in combat. Let's fatigue Raphael. Yeah. Okay, so that gives me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 up will do it. Okay. So... what are we going to do about that? We've got a few options. I guess we spend 1 to reroll. I mean, I can't get 2 failures in a row, right? It's all good. It's fine. There we go. All good. It's fine. I knew it'd be fine. What if our ship was... Yeah, why isn't our ship built out of wood like normal boats? Ships. Also, why is it facing the wrong way? It's going this way, damn it. Alright, so we've avoided taking the damage, which is very good. But I've only got 2 command left, so I guess I'm putting them over here. Gain a meat. And then I won't have enough left to cook. Damn it. I am a command short. Oof, I don't like this at all. Is there any way I can... Is there anything I can make? I can clear up some fatigue at least with a soup. So... I guess... Let's throw one down on Svarm, who gives us a vegetable. And then we'll throw the other one down on soup. No, I can't make it for 2. I need 3 vegetables. And no, we'll throw one down on the cookbook to make the soup. Yeah. So I cleared off the cookbook. This cookbook is an absolutely amazing item. So with this lets us get rid of low morale, which I don't actually have, but it lets us get rid of 3 fatigue, which is what I'm all about. So we're going to get rid of these 2. And I think this one on Raphael, because his strength check is super good. Although, I don't know, I've been needing a lot of craft lately to survive these cards. No, I'm getting rid of these 3. It's been decided. Okay, travel action time. I need to move... Actually, 1 or 2 would be fine, because these, I think, are the 2 things I want to explore anyway. Yeah. Who would have thought, like, of all the gear... Oh yeah, I found all these totems of the gods. I found a god's spear. I found this death bell, but the one thing, the one most valuable piece of kit on my whole ship is a cookbook. Yeah. Haggers, there are no ships in this game. Only hardships. But, you know, if we let the crew become friends and engage in more snowball fights, maybe we'll see some relationships as well. Alright, enough of that. Back to this. Here we go. That's a 5, so that's 2. So I guess we're trucking over here. Oh, no, it's... Oh, I did actually need to... Because this space here has nothing in it. Good lord. I forgot that the binding, once again, is a divider. So 1, 2 puts us in here. So I guess we're exploring 156. Which gets us 1 command point from engaged. And here we go. It's story time, folks. The seas in this region are icy but calm. We can do some fishing. And that's it. Savvy 7. I guess we should do some fishing because we need food. There's also a keyword available here. Presumably if you have some further knowledge. This map is going to be so valuable the next time I play this game. But look, there's so much left to discover. Oh, there's so much in this game to discover. Okay, so... right. Here we go. Do some fishing. And so we need Savvy 7. So I guess we engage... Who's a better fighter? I'm trying to decide whether to engage Laurent or Gregory. Gregor's got them twin daggers, but Laurent has the rattled spear. Which is actually not as good. Well, it's got block 2 on it, though. Let's do Gregory. Gregory, use your savvy powers, my son. Alright, here we go. 4! And that's a 7. That's exactly what we needed, right? Isn't it? Yes! Very good. I was all ready to discard these savvy cards here, but I didn't need to. Laurent hands out fishing rods and then bustles back and forth amongst the crew, correcting techniques and generally making a nuisance of himself. No offense, Captain, he tells you, but when it comes to fishing, I am the most qualified to be in charge, if you don't mind me saying so. After a few hours, he comes back with a triumphant look on his face. Mighty fine catch today, Captain. Oddest fish I've ever seen, though. Should be fine to eat. Don't look worried. They look just like herring from our world, except they're bright red. You catch some red herrings, gain 3 meat, and return to the ship. That's pretty funny. Alright, cool. So now we've actually got some more stuff to cook with, which is all good. But we still haven't found any clues about what we're actually looking for here. I mean, are we just going to be, you know, shuffling around the north? I need, I mean, I took it very literally. I'm just checking all the northernmost story points now. Fingers crossed, 192, otherwise we're going to be in trouble. But with that in mind, that's both of our actions. I've got 1 command point left. So I could use that to cook. And I am tempted to. I wish I had some wheat. 1 wheat and I could make biscuits and gravy, which would be great. But we could make a spicy gumbo. No, we couldn't, because we've used the cookbook. Yeah, I don't think we can actually cook, because we've used up all of our positions. So, that's the end of the round. Let's check to see if the fungus gets any of our food. Blam! It does not. Ineffective fungus. You're no good, fungus. And you're no fun either. So, ship action. Do I head back to the bridge? I have covered off quite a lot of stuff, actually. Sure, let's just do it. We go back to the bridge. And that's good, because every time we use the bridge, Laurent gives us a command point anyway. So, we like the bridge. And then we get 2 command points and draw a card. I'd like a perception card, actually. Oh, it is a perception card. Sharp Eye. That's great. So let's discard Triage back into the deck. Hang on to Perception, Sharp Eye, and I guess it's the last event card. Oh my god. Fungus Treasure! You encounter a derelict ship covered in fungus. Oh, this is an omen. We should definitely take care of that fungus before we become the derelict ship. Oh my god, is this like Star Trek, where this is us in the future? We've gone through a time zone. We've found our derelict ship after it's been destroyed by the fungus. We're gonna go on board and find like sort of mold people versions of all of the crew. Okay, so we can explore the ship. That seems dangerous. Draw a fate. On a 1 to 3, minus 7 health and gain a venom. On a 4 to 6, gain 3 coins. Or avoid the ship and its fungus. Savvy 9. Well, I think we should explore the ship because I've got some command, so I could functionally modify this roll. And I think if I exhaust a bunch of people to do Savvy 9, like, it's almost the same as 7 health and 1 venom. Yeah, we're exploring the ship. Come on, show me a 4-up. Yeah! Look at that! I didn't even have to use any of my stuff. I'm just lucky. I am just lucky. Alright, here we go. 3 more coins. Okay, well, I'm keenly aware that we're going to be getting into some shit with the Hectocron probably very soon. So, let's go ahead and activate the cookbook first, I think, to make some spicy gumbo, which is all I can make. And that's 3 hit points, so clear up these last 2. And then we can get rid of 3 fatigue, so we'll do 1, 2, 3, I think. Seems reasonable to me. Actually, you know, let's leave 1 on Laurent. I took 1 off Laurent, right? And take the 1 off Audrey, I think. Just because her craft is super useful. Okay, and then we're going to do a travel action. We just need to go 1 space. 4! Well, we can go 2 if we want. But we're just going over here to check the last iceberg. And that's it. This is all I know to do. So, fingers crossed, this is the spot. Yeah, T. Carter, after we've... the ship's already full of fungus. You know, it's fine. Okay, so we're going to do an explore action so we get a command point. And now we're going to check the book for 192. Here we go. Please, 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 please trigger off of my keywords. Something useful. Please, 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 please. You land on a small iceberg. A cold wind blows the snow in wispy whirlwinds just off the ground. Cold and ice is all that exists here. Wayfinder surveys the barren surroundings. The totem of Velra is here somewhere, he says. I was able to determine that much with absolute certainty, but I was unable to narrow it down any further. We will have to search. Search? Says Raphael. In all this snow, over such a large area? Is there no other choice? There is no other choice, says Wayfinder. Oh, there is always a choice, says Wayfinder. Great! So what's the other choice then? To give up. So we searched for the totem, which is a perception 12 check. So I'm super glad I cleared off my Lucran goggles here. So we're going to have to activate those. That's 2 perception. We're going to have to fatigue a bunch of people here as well, or else this isn't even going to be remotely achievable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives me 7. Which means I still need to roll a 5 up in order to do this. This is a ridiculous check. I've just fatigued 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 members of the crew and used a magic item. Alright, here we go. Alright, so I think that's a 2, which is garbage. So let's go ahead and re-roll it completely, because I don't think we can get much worse than that. Alright, so that's a 4. But we can go ahead and discard Sharp Eye to give us +1. So we've made the 12. Whew. Oh, hang on. The whole crew does their best to bundle up, but there's only so much anyone can do to protect against a cold this bitter and biting. Eventually, you're forced to turn back, no totem in hand, or risk... Oh, no, wait, hang on. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one. This is the failure option. My bad. After hours of searching, Kanan comes to you triumphant. I fear my fingers may fall off, he says, but I think I found the stone. Wayfinder takes the small stone from him and examines it closely. Yes, this is it! The Stone of Wind and Waves! Well done! We are one step closer to turning our gods mortal. You find the totem, gain a card, and complete the quest and return to the ship. Ooh. Well, we did it, team. So, quest 80 is done. That's 1 down, 2 to go. Just in the nick of time. Although, yes, just in the nick of time. Although in the end, I don't think I actually used any powers that were on any of my ability cards, but... Never mind, eh? Can't believe it was just lying around here in the snow. I guess we couldn't have done it without Wayfinder and his map. Okay, apparently this card doesn't exist. Huh. Yeah, I'm being instructed to get a card, and it doesn't go up that high. So there's clearly some kind of typo here. Let me just check something else real quick. Is it this one? Nope. Alright, guys, I think we might have to do a quick Google here. Because I'm being instructed to find adventure card 192. And the adventure cards only go up to 147. Unless maybe it means 92. Let's just quickly check 92. Nope, that's not it. Alright, quickly check Google. But yes, also, let's appreciate the fact that we found one of the Forgotten Gods totems. Well done, Wayfinder and Kanan and team. You've done it. See, it was all that training in the the snowball fight. You know, without that training, we wouldn't have been able to accomplish it. All right, so now I'm literally just on my phone googling this misprint. And T. Carter says he got his copy of the game as well. So I guess you guys are starting to. I don't know, T. Did you kickstart it or did you buy it at retail? Is it? I think it's coming out to retail now, so it's more widely available. Which is good news for those of you at home who are wanting to get a copy. Difter already on hand. He says it's card 90. Okay, so definitely card not card 192 then. Which I guess they forgot to update it because the location is location 192. Okay, great. And then we return to the ship. Yep. Okay, so here we have the Stone of Wind and Waves, Totem of Velra. So we can use this to ignore a hazard as we sail around, and it is a totem as well, so I guess I can add this to my collection of totems here. I'm very much running out of table space. I'm making a little tick here in case I fail this mission and I want to come back and do it again on a subsequent playthrough. Okay. So that's the end of the turn. I'm just trying to think if there's some way maybe I can do some cooking before the end of the turn in order to... Well, I mean, we're all at full health. I would like... Yeah, what I'll do, I think, is I'll spend one command to remove a fatigue. I'll put it on the T. To remove a fatigue from Laurent, so when we inevitably fight the Hectocron in a moment, we're doing okay. Yeah, I need a bigger table, hackers. Alright, thinking we might, with a bigger table, we'd only raise the table camera up. But the table camera, hopefully we're going to get a new one reasonably soon. Fingers crossed, we'll see what can work out. I'm talking to people I know about what kind of camera would be good for this, for live streaming and for filming as well. Ideally one that can do both, you know, because I have two different cameras. One I use for live streaming and one I use for filming. But if I want to invest in a fancy new one with a better picture or better definition, so also so we could zoom in without losing a lot of resolution or a lot of quality, I want one that can cover both bases because I definitely can't afford an expensive streaming camera and an expensive filming camera. So fingers crossed. Right, so we've got ship action here. We don't need to sick bay it. See, now I kind of want to use the galley. But if I do, I'll gain a venom. So that's not a good idea. So I guess we just go and use the quarters. Yeah, I mean the quarter. Yeah, we're just zipping back and forth between quarters and bridge. So going to the quarters, we can clear off 2 spots. So I think we should clear off the gear because we'll probably want to have a re-roll in the forthcoming epic fight. And the Lucran goggles as well. It's got +2 accuracy on it. It's useful in combat. Then we get 3 of these bad boys. And we get to draw a ability card as well. Alright, well, hopefully we are ready for what's coming. Alright, we've drawn Full of Steam, which is a craft card. Not all that useful, I think, but, alright, here we go. Ooh, I'm nervous about this. On a blood-red horizon, the silhouette of a ship appears. It approaches, quick and angry. And soon you hear the battle roar of its crew. A mass of creatures with bull heads and eyes like embers. The Mythans have found you! Your ship shudders as they leap onto the deck. An armored Mythan lunges over the gunwale. His forearms wield a rusty pike, a curved saber, a trident, and a flail. He stands at twice the height of the others, who await his orders, while brandishing myriad weapons of cruelty. The giant Mythan flares his nostrils and snorts at you. You will not awaken, Orfash! We will kill you and drop your bones into the deepest abyss! The Mythans have been hunting you since you escaped, and now they've found you. So we've got 2 options here. Fight the Mythans, or ask why they don't want the god Orfash to awaken. I mean, somewhat ironically here, my new quest is not to awaken Orfash, but to kill him? So maybe we'll try Cunning 8 and see what happens. Can I do Cunning 8? Do I have the means for that? I do have a lot of cunning, actually. And I have a Mythan on my crew who gives me cunning. Who's got the cunning? Oh, Kanan could do cunning, but then he'd lose a damage. No, that's no good at all. The captain could use cunning too, but she would also lose a damage. Cunning 8. So I've got 3 cunning here. I have 1 cunning in hand, so I need a 4 up. Anyone who's not double fatigued. Okay, well, Marco barely ever does any combat. So let's fatigue Marco for 1 cunning. And then we're going to roll and then see how much we need to add. So cunning 8. 6, please. I'd like a 6. Oh, no. Okay, so at best I can add 1, 2, 3, 4. Which would put me on 7. So I actually only need 1 more. But... God. Is there any way this encounter doesn't end with me fighting the Hectocron again? Let's re-roll it anyway. If we get a 1, we can re-roll with Kasumi's ability as well. 3! Okay, well that's barely enough. Jeez, what happened to all my good rolls? Okay, so... Yeah, so we have to trigger the Shrunken Head, and Wayfinder the Mythan, and discard Dodge. And we've got the 8 we need. And we're down to 1 thing. At least if we go into combat, I get to draw 4, so... Mac bows before the huge Mythan. Why doesn't Wayfinder help out? I guess he's hiding under deck. He's like, they don't know about our non-violent community. They're very savage, these ones. Tell me, great leader, is your own creator Orfash so unloved by his children? Why not allow us to wake him? We're not trying to wake him, Mac. The Mythan roars in disgust. We're not his children, but his prisoners. While Orfash sleeps, we are free of his chains. Powerful above all creatures on land and sea. We will not suffer your interference. Oh shit. Gain 2 XP and remove 1 low morale. 2 XP. Yes, please. Apparently I have none, so 2 XP is good. I can't believe I didn't get any XP for finding that that thing the stone of wind and waves. We're going to convince the Mythan leader we're on his side, which is only possible because we're following another path. Wayfinder steps forward. Fear not, friends and brothers. We will never again be subject to the will of the gods. These humans are helping me to take the gods' power away and turn them to mortal permanently. When Orphash awakens, he will have no power over you. Why should we trust you? Growls one of the Mythans. Because I am one of your own, says Wayfinder. And more importantly, because my words ring true. This is all I will say on the matter. It is good to be able to choose. So choose. I will freely allow this to you. The Mythans look at each other and choose to let you go. Awesome! Oh. Clearly clicked the wrong button there. Sorry, guys. That was awesome! That was great. I'm so pleased that they actually had this card come in, the other path card come into effect there. That was awesome. I mean, I possibly could have taken them in combat, but it just felt like not in line with what I was doing. And then the fact that it all synced up like that is great. Really well thought out. That's fantastic. Alright, so we're going to make a new event deck now. Of course, I have to keep my fungus and my nesting monster. Where are all my bits? Where are my bits at? That's, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, that's some good story right there, and, you know, it's like, it's so funny, you know, because this is the kind of stuff that's just completely lacking from Journeys in Middle-earth, you know? And I really wish that they'd put more like this kind of stuff into Journeys in Middle-earth to make it feel more like an adventure and less just like a sort of a combat system. Looks like I could have fought there, and that would have been fine too. Like, I don't mind fighting, especially if it's my choice, right? But I like to have the choice and these options, and I like how this. What I like is that the Mythans tracking me down is related to something else completely to this. Like, there's the vast majority of people won't have this card, on their first playthrough especially, when this triggers. But it's just the fact that these things sync up just immerses you so much into the story, and just, it feels really, really good. And yeah, there's so much of that lacking in a lot of these adventure games that I play, you know? It just, it doesn't... I mean, you know, I imagine having all these crisscross paths and things is a lot more work for the writers. But, you know, it's also so important, I think, to creating this immersive world that feels like a whole entity, you know? And yeah, Difter, that potentially saved us a lot of useful resources and things like that, you know? But what's more is it makes it feel like, you know, it just makes it feel like a holistic world where these independent elements come together and interact with one another. Because I was literally sitting here like, well, this is stupid because, you know, I'm actually on a mission to help these guys, you know? And why isn't Wayfinder stepping up? And then he did, and I'm so impressed. You know, that's fantastic. I'm really, really impressed. All right. So now we have to figure out which other Forgotten Totem we're going after. So we've got one more Forgotten Totem, and I'm pretty sure I know where that is. The problem is that the third Forgotten Totem I have no idea where that is. It's somewhere in the world. And, like, I think my only option is to kind of just, like, sail around and look for it. Which is, you know, I can use a little bit of metagame knowledge. I presume all the totems must be in the actual world, right? Like, none of them are going to be in the Tides of Ruin, because that's expansion content that I might not possess. Difter says, as far as I was able to see on the streams, the devs did a great job with this game. Yeah, I think so. I mean, if I had any... Yeah, no, I mean, I think they did. I was actually going to say, it would have been nice to sort of have maybe an expansion or an option where you could make your own crew members and sub them in for these pre-generated ones. But then, like, the thing is, so many of the stories, the characters come in and say things. Like, the reason it was Mac who was talking to the Mythans there is because she's the one who was lost here in the Wandering Sea. You know, she's the new crew member that we picked up, who kind of had some idea what was going on. So, like, it would have been, you know, because, like, I'm thinking about Near and Far. They're the other game that they sort of made that's not, it's not really like this, but that's a bit similar to this in the sense that it's a storybook adventure game. And in that, you can either choose to play a pre-generated character or create your own. And if you play a pre-generated character, you'll have different interactions with the story than you would if you made your own character. But the thing is, like, so many of these little passages and stuff refer to characters specifically that it would be very difficult to make it a custom thing. They'd have to take that out. And then if they took that out, maybe you'd lose some of the character of the stories or some of the sort of the interactions with the characters. There's not a lot of text specific to the characters, right? But we had that little interaction where Gregory and Raphael were getting into a snowball fight, and Raphael's kind of proving to be sort of the skeptic, and then, you know, Kasumi's really like sort of fast, and but she's got this kind of moral vibe as well. So, like, you do get a sense of the characters and what they're sort of about. And I guess a lot of that would be lost if, you know, if you didn't have pre-generated characters. You couldn't write that stuff for them. I mean, there would be ways around it, but honestly, there's already been so much development and work into this. You know, like, what I'm saying is you could have characters with, like, keywords, you know, like if a character had, like, the idealist keyword or the moral keyword, then you might trigger other passages and bits of dialogue and stuff. So you could sort of pre-generate characters and then give them traits, and that'd be pretty neat. But that's already so much extra work to what already feels like it must have been a lot. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I would rather have less of a high-quality content than more lower quality. And the only reason I want more here is because it's such high quality, and there's no way that it would have been this good if they'd you know, put time and energy into creating more. You know, there's something's always got to give, right? All right, so now we've got 2 actions. That was it. Here's our new event deck. Oh, actually, I should make sure that there wasn't anything else that happened as an outcome of that. Make the new event deck. Mark that you've been through the second event deck. And discard the ability cards. Yeah, that's right. Gosh, not my ability cards. Okay, so we've been through event deck number 2. So this is our last one. And this is going away, and these are going away. Oh no, all of my craft. And these are going away, not my engaged. No. No! I don't like it. Okay. But other than that, we're back at it. Okay, so listen up, guys. We've got 2 Totems of the Forgotten Gods. We've got this one, which I'm pretty sure we know what's going on with this one. The Totem of Oikar was last seen in the private antiques collection of a rich businessman in Lucra City. I mean, that's easy. We go to Lucra City, we figure out what's going on, right? So we know how to do that. So the question is, do we do that first? So, by the way, let's have a quick look at the map here. Okay, so... Uh-oh. I'm knocking over all my equipment. Hold tight. Why is this cable under here? Now! Oh, I should just stream video games. It's so much easier. Okay, so we're actually not going to bother looking at the bottom of the map because that's just Tides of Ruin, and we're not going to Tides of Ruin. Okay. Oh, no. I can't refocus the camera, unfortunately, I'm afraid, because when I reset the stream to fix the table camera, I forgot to bring up the focus controls. So you'll just have to trust me here. But maybe this is helpful because it kind of avoids some spoilers that you might otherwise pick up. So Lucre City is here. So we're currently here, right? We're up here. So we could sail over to Lucre City. The thing is, we've also got this one, which is actually related to what the Mythans were just talking about. We've currently got the Totems of the Forgotten Gods. The Totem of Lu Adar was stolen by Orfash long ago and may still be somewhere in his tower. So, we have no idea where that tower is or anything else. Like, literally no idea where this is. Orfash is, I guess, the Mythan god. So, we have to find the Tower of Orfash. Now, we have been sailing around here, and I didn't see it here. I didn't see anything here. So my suspicion is that the Tower of Orfash is going to be in one of these three... Well, actually, one of these four areas where we haven't even been yet, right? This is also Tides of Ruin, so it's not there. And these three at the bottom are Tides of Ruin, so it's not there. But I didn't see any, like, sort of... Difter says, if I recall correctly, we wanted to make a stop at the auction house on our way. Yeah, so actually the auction house is here in Glance. So if we do head back towards Glance, we can stop at the auction house to sell off our two artifacts and maybe make some cashola. Every time I've sold off the artifacts there, I've made some money, but so that's always been good. It'll probably... I can't keep getting lucky, but you never know, right? Maybe I will. So, you know, we could head that way, stop off there, make some money, then go to Lucre. And Lucre's right next to the starting one, so actually maybe now is a good time to do that because the event deck's just reset. And then I guess we're going to be under an enormous amount of time pressure, but I guess our next step will literally just be sail south and then west to see... Look for a weird tower. Try and explore it. That's all I've got. What do you think for a plan, team? How does that sound? Hopefully the rich man will not have some crazy mission for us to go and do, you know? I'm afraid the T. Carter, we did not save the poor pearl diving kid, and nor are we going to save the little girl whose brother is being pursued by a monster. There's no time for that if we're going to... Like, look, I'm sorry, but we have a higher calling here. We're on a mission from God. No, our mission here is to defeat the old gods so that the monsters don't have to become evil again. I mean, defeat the new gods by making them mortal. To quote Difter, what could possibly go wrong? Yeah, so that sounds like a plan. Let's do this. Let's do this! Alright. So, currently we're up here, so we need to move through two hazards to go south. No matter which way we go, we're moving through the hazards. So, I'd love a 9 craft roll here, but seeing as how I just lost all of my ability cards, I don't think that's even possible. At best, I could probably hope for an 8, and that's only if I roll a 6. Well, I could fatigue a bunch of people. So, oh god, I don't even have the savvy. Right, well, I've got 2 actions. Everyone's fatigued. We really could use an in action, but we're not anywhere near Aura. Hey, look, T. Carter. We would rescue that prospector if we weren't on this noble mission. But also, actually, only if he gave us some of the gold he found, right? Well, you never know. He might have found a totem of the new gods, but we don't need the new gods totems. We need the old gods totems. The totem of Velra, for example. Alright, so I think I'm not going to roll any craft here. I think I'm just going to draw a card. We're going to move south and hope for the best. The ship's probably going to take a bunch of damage, but there's not much we can do about it. So, here we go. Blam! Well, we got a 3, so we're moving 1 space. Bloop. And now we've got to roll for ship damage. Actually, do you know what? I'll discard this 4 to make it... discard this full steam card to make it a 4, and that gives us 2 movement. But I'm pretty sure we still have to resolve these one at a time anyway, so... let's go ahead and discard, find out what... so, 5 up? Nope. So we take a ship damage. And we'll apply that to... 5! Which is the quarters. So now we can't use the quarters anymore. We need to repair the ship. Okay, and then we can move 1 more, so we move in here. And we're going to have to roll... again. 3! Well, we're taking damage. We're going to have to apply this to... 2! Which is the deck. Uh-oh. Alright. So that's currently 6 ship damage out of 11. So we're over halfway to destruction, so... but we do have 1 more action. And I think we'll probably just travel again. Oh, I could have used the Stone of Velra to ignore a hazard. I'll do that in a minute. Let's travel again. Come on, show me. Let's fatigue someone. Do I have... yeah, we'll fatigue Raphael to get 1 craft. Come on. 7! That's 3 spaces. That's good. Okay, so we're going to start by moving south. Which brings us into here. So that's 1. And then we can actually sail off the top here. So that's 2. And we can come in here or here. Now we're going to glance. So wait a minute. I think it's equal anyway. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 to glance, and that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 to glance. Okay, so we'll come in here, and then we'll use the wind and waves to ignore that. So that's 2 spaces, and that's our 3rd space, and now we're going to take damage again. Hopefully we won't, but we'll see. Blam! 6! Hey! We passed! Got lucky. Alright. And that's the end of that. So, this is the little town where they had a problem with a famine. Did I write that down? I did. Yeah, but I haven't found any way to... This is the town where they've got no food. They've run out of food because of all the... If you remember all the people, the immigrants. Refugees? Colonists? All the colonists that are causing them problems. There's definitely a whole quest chain here where we can try and solve their famine problems by getting everyone to work together, but we don't have time for that because if we don't do our job right, the monsters are going to become monsters again and it's going to be problematic. Alright, so now we have to draw a card to see if the fungus eats any of our meat. Y'all don't take that out of context or whatever. 4! No, it's still good. Fungus is completely ignorable. You heard it here first. Alright, so back to a new round. And what I probably want to do here is head to the bridge. Yeah. So I get a new card. It's Inspire. Oh, that's pretty good. And I can have 3 command because I get 1 from Laurent's level up. And I can clear off all of these things. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. And event card. These ones are nice. We like these ones. Zokmir Traders. A ship with a green patched sail approaches. Trade. Trade up to 2 food for any type. Or raid their ship. Gain 1 low morale and 1 grain. Or bid farewell. Oh, okay. So I'll trade my meat for wheat, I think. Because I can get meat quite easily. But wheat's hard to come by. Or I could just raid their ship. It makes me feel bad. I don't want to raid their ship. It makes me feel bad. But also, that would be super convenient because then I can make some biscuits and gravy. Ooh, I don't want to raid their ship, but I kind of need to raid their ship. And the biscuits and gravy would actually get rid of the low morale. Sorry, Zokmir Traders, we're raiding your ship. We're on a mission from God. They're like, oh, hi, you want to trade? And we're like, no, we want free stuff. We'll give it to Marco. We're going to get rid of it now anyway. Okay, so I am going to spend one of these to cook. And I can cook the biscuits and gravy with 1 fewer wheat. So it's going to cost the wheat and both meats. But this is good. I mean, it would heal a bunch of damage, but I haven't actually got any. But what it does is it gets rid of the low morale and 4 fatigue. So let's drop this one. Who else has got good checks at the moment? Literally everybody's kind of back to being rubbish. Get rid of that one. Captain. And actually, do you know what? Let's leave... Let's leave Gregory's. We'll get rid of that one, and we'll get rid of the one on Kanan, because he's got cunning, and that's really useful. Okay. Although now the captain and Kanan are both fine. What do I think I'm going to need more? Cunning or savvy? What I really need is craft, but Laurel has craft. Yeah, okay, let's leave this one on Kanan, actually. We'll get rid of the one here on Gregory. Alright. I'm quite tempted also to equip this Inspire card for 1. Yeah, let's do it. We'll equip Inspire on Gregory as well. So this just, it's a 3 card. So, I mean, it's not great to get it out the deck, but it's not terrible. It costs 1 to equip. It lets him spend 1 to remove a low morale. But more importantly, it gives him a savvy symbol for future checks, which is super useful. Okay, so... let us now travel. I'm gonna have to reset the ability deck. Yeah. How long did it take? 2 event decks and we finally became pirates. Ugh, I want my engaged card back. The engaged card is so good. Now that we're stopping off in port, it's probably a good idea to do a port action. You know, maybe it was a bad idea actually to use the to cook the biscuits and gravy. Maybe I should have waited, because we're actually in pretty good nick at the moment. Well, then maybe I don't need to bother with the port action. I can just keep the money. We could always do a market action and actually buy some useful stuff. I'm pretty sure you can also pick up supplies in town for money, so it might just be worth spending our money here and doing a full sort of restock before we head out again. Put that up there. There we go. I like my little totem collection here. I'm very proud of it. There's also a totem over here. So I got 4 totems, which is pretty good, I think, but only one of the Forgotten Gods totems. So we definitely need to find some more of those. Okay. We also must remember to keep our eyes on the map here for the Tower of Orphash. I have no idea what it looks like. I have no idea where it is. There's some kind of weird obelisk here, and I'm immediately like, is that a Tower of Orphash? Probably not. I think it would be very much more obvious if that was intended to be the Tower of Orphash, but even so, it's just got me like, is this weird obelisk the Tower of Orphash? What's going on? Where is that thing? I need to find it. I need to find it. This is the major hole in my plan. I know where... I've got one of them. I'm about to get the second, but if I don't find the Tower of Orphash, then it was all for naught. We're the pirates of biscuits and gravy. This is our pirate agenda. Man, I'm having so much fun playing this game, you guys. Alright, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Is that sufficiently shuffled? I suppose so. And what's really fun is it actually has literally a draw and resolve mechanic, just like Jaime as well. I mean, it's not at all similar, really. But it's at least got a couple of fundamental mechanics in the same vein, like story elements and, you know, draw and the actual resolution of the challenges is not that dissimilar. But I really think that the biggest... And the reason I'm comparing it to Jaime is probably because that's what I just finished playing as I prepared to play this. Journeys in Middle-earth, of course. But the one thing is that I think the one thing that really makes Jaime the most... turns it from something that could be really fun into something that's much less fun than it ought to be is the threat meter. Like, I can complain about the writing all I want till the cows come home, but I think the threat meter just puts so much pressure on you, and it just stops you from, like, sort of doing fun adventure-y things. Like, you know, this kind of has a timing element as well, with the event deck and running out of time and stuff like that, you know, but... You know, it's even got, like, sort of threat events, you know, like in Journeys in Middle-earth, you've got those events that trigger when the threat meter reaches a certain value. Here we've got events that trigger every time the deck runs out, and each card is also an event, you know, although they're not always bad. And then, to be fair, in Journeys in Middle-earth, the threat events are not always bad. But in Journeys in Middle-earth, it just feels so much more manic and relentlessly sort of difficult. Whereas in this, it just feels like a lot more... relaxed and a better pacing and more time to sort of engage with the world and enjoy the world and enjoy what's going on. Right, let's set sail. We need a 2 movement to get to where we want to be. So I guess we fatigue Raphael because right now he's kind of useless until he gets his strength cards back. Alright, come on. 4 up. Where's my card, Cam? 4 up. Nope, that's 3. God damn it. God damn it, what a waste of time. Why do we need to go to Glance again? Oh yeah, to sell the artifacts, right. Is there anything I can do to get 1 extra craft? No, I think... my only options are to trigger the +1, which is not going to work because I don't have enough to command, or to reroll. So I guess we're going to reroll so we don't waste too much time. Fingers crossed, this is better. Blam! Hey, 5. That's it. That's our 2 movement right there. Nice. Bing bong. We're back at Glance. And I guess what we want to do is do an explore action so we can sell these artifacts. Shame I used this, actually, because I guess now we're just going to have whatever random... card we pull rather than being able to re-roll it into something better. But we want to just start by selling the artifacts and getting the money, right? Yep. T. Carter, yeah, it does have an adventure mode in Jaime, which gives you a lot more time. It really tones down the relentless advance of the threat meter. And I actually think the adventure mode is a lot more fun overall, although it makes the experience entirely too easy. And it kind of shows the cracks in the system, because a lot of the events on the board are kind of meaningless and don't really synchronize. There was one event we found which was really cool. Sorry to go off track here, guys. We'll go to the auction house in just a minute. But in the adventure mode in Journeys to Middle-earth, there was one sort of thing, one instance where he found this exploration token, and this woman was like, I need you to find my boyfriend. I'm waiting to have a dinner date with him or whatever, a picnic with him, and he's got lost somewhere. And then you find him over on the other side of the map in the woods, and he's all like, oh my god, I got so lost. I need a map. And then you have to get the map, or maybe she drew a map, I can't remember. You bring this item to him, and then you reunite them, and then you go back and talk to them. And they're like, hey, thanks so much, you know. You sorted out, you've found my boyfriend, and now we can have our picnic. And then you get like one clue token or one lore. And also there was, like, don't get me wrong, it was a nice little story, and I'm glad we did it. But also, like, there's literally no way you could have done that if you weren't playing adventure mode, or perhaps a version of the game with 4 players, and you had the players positioned perfectly around the map so that, like, and again, it's jarring because you'd need one person positioned at the picnic site, and then the other player positioned in the forest where the boyfriend happened to be. So this player can trigger the quest, this person can find the boyfriend, and this person can hand it in, all relatively quickly, rather than running back and forth, which would take way too much time. This must have been written before the adventure mode was added in, because the adventure mode was a later addition. But, you know, obviously it feels weird when this person picks up the quest, someone else triggers part of it, and then it's like, so we've managed to go, how did they know, right, what was going on? You don't have that problem in this game because the crew are all in the same place all the time. They don't actually separate. You know, it's just like they're always on the ship together, or they're always exploring the dungeon together, or whatever. I mean, but that sort of jarring mechanism for completing the quest doesn't necessarily take me out of the experience in a major way. Like, I can get past that. My issue is that what sort of takes me out of the experience is that it felt so inconsequential. There's a nice little story, but, like, you know, when we have the snowball fight, or when we agreed to help the girl find her brother, and I feel bad for abandoning that, but the point is we lost low morale. So there was actually like a game mechanism where the crew feeling good about doing good things actually became a benefit mechanically in the game. And there's none of that in Lord of the Rings. Like, if we'd helped resolve the picnic thing, and then we, like, all the characters who were there received the determined status, that would have been really cool. Like, then it's like, oh, the determined boon. They're called boons in that game. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. So now that we've done a good thing, our characters are more determined to fight evil and do good things. That's cool. But they don't even bother to do anything like that, you know? They're just like, I'll have a lore or something, you know? And that doesn't even make any sense. Like, what are these random, like, common folk having a picnic, you know? Like, it doesn't... Or throw in a line like, hey, they tell you the story of the long-lost sword, and then you unlock something you can do further down the line, or gain a lore, you know, because lore does just upgrade weapons, so maybe we can sort of abstract the fact that the story of the long-lost sword is maybe something that's helped us to upgrade our arsenal. But it's just kind of like this... Like, the adventure mode in Jaime just kind of gives you more time to explore the lazy writing in the game. And that's... I said it before when I was playing it on the channel. It's a very lazily written game, and that's kind of a real bummer, because they have such good source material, and with the app and everything, they could have really written a great story. And it comes back to this as well, like what I was talking just moments ago in this, about how if you created your own characters, then the text in the stories that refer to these specific characters would not be applicable anymore, and there'd be ways around, you know, sort of generating your own characters and having character-specific text through keywords that represent the characteristics of the characters, like, you know, moralistic or idealistic or evil or anarchic or something like that. But, you know, I don't mind that they didn't create that system, because like I said, the development of that system might have taken away from other development, in the game. Again, if they'd wanted to do that and taken more time to develop it, I probably wouldn't have minded. This was an instant back for me anyway, just because I really like Ryan Lauka's stuff, and I like the effort he goes to. I don't always think he succeeds to make the best game that he could, but I have faith, and I think in this product, my faith is being completely rewarded. What they have in Jaime is the ability to make, in Jaime, again, you've got specific characters because they're based on Lord of the Rings, So even though some of them are actually invented by Fantasy Flight Games to add a bit of diversity, which is much needed and very good, so you've got like the female elf character, the female dwarf character. They might actually exist in the text, but if they do, they've been plucked out of obscurity somewhere. But you've got Gandalf and Aragorn and Bilbo, like putting them into the game text so they have lines and maybe different events trigger based on who's present in the party is like such a no-brainer. Like we've got text in here for Raphael and Mac and Gregory to build out these characters, and that should be in Jaime too, because those characters are present. And it feels weird when Gandalf shows up and people are just like, who are you? What do you want? That's how you might treat Strider, because he's an unknown person, right? At this point, Aragorn was Strider. He was hiding amongst the people and not letting his true identity be known. But Gandalf's an Astari, And like if some people are like, oh, it's that meddling wizard, and other people are like, oh, Gandalf the Wise, help us. That would just add so much more immersion to the game, and there's none of it. They don't do it one time, And it's just lazy writing again. Sorry, I went off on a rant. T. Carter, you didn't know what you were triggering with that comment. But, I must have played like 30 hours or 40 hours of Jaime at this point, and I don't think I'm gonna keep it. Like, I have this sort of like sliver of hope they're gonna release because I still haven't finished the core campaign. Chris and I played half of it, right? I played the DLC campaign and the expansion campaign in their entirety, and I don't think that the core campaign is going to be any better, right? But I have this sliver of hope they'll release a DLC, because again, I think that all of the issues I have could be fixed by a well-written campaign for the game. I don't think that there's anything fundamentally in the game's mechanisms or the way it works. Like, some people don't like the resolve of the characters' decks or having to reset them every round. And it is a little laborious, but I'm going to forgive that because I think the scout mechanic's quite clever, and I think there's some useful stuff. And it feels like there's some useful stuff. I feel like there's some interesting decisions in the way you play the cards and stuff like that. So I don't have an issue with that. Pretty much all my problems are with the construction of the campaign and the lazy writing, and all of those things could be fixed through a well-written campaign in the app. So do I keep it and cross my fingers and hope that they'll do that? I don't know. At this point, I wouldn't. At this point, I wouldn't recommend buying it to anyone, especially not when you could buy Sleeping Gods, right? Or if what you want is that sort of feel of desperation, or you like the app, Mansions of Madness is better too. Like, it's less story dense, but sort of mechanically, it's very, very similar, and it's just a one-off event, right? Like, maybe you like fantasy and you hate the Cthulhu mythos, and that's completely understandable. But the thing is, you can't just play one game of Journeys in Middle-earth and have a satisfying ending. Arguably, you can't play any number of games of Journeys in Middle-earth and get a satisfying ending, but you definitely won't feel satisfied after just one game. You'll need to complete the whole campaign to get any sense of closure. Man, yeah, they should make the ability to create custom campaigns. Just create like a world creator version for the app. Give it to the fans. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. It'd create an enormous amount of fan-generated content for their own product. More people would want to buy the product. There's literally no reason not to do that, except it would probably just reveal how bad the writing is in their campaigns. Because I'm sure the fan-made ones would be great. I've got so many ideas for creating a cool campaign for Journeys in Middle-earth, and I really wish I could, because I think it's a great Lord of the Rings game in theory. Like, there's so much about it that I think is really, really good. And it's just such a shame that it's just let down by, like, it's like when it's like, it's by the lazy writing and the lack of attention to detail and stuff like that. Right, rant over. Come on, let's get back to playing this game. Hager says it's probably licensing with the Tolkien Foundation. Maybe. Although I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, the app's on Steam, so you could incorporate the Steam Workshop. I can't think of, like, I mean, it might be more difficult on, like, Apple, like if you play on your iPhone, if you use the app on your iPhone or your iPad, it might be more difficult. I always use the app on my computer on Steam, because usually I'm streaming it. But yeah, I don't know. I think that they should absolutely do that, and I don't know why they don't. It'd be so simple to create a fan-made mod for that, like a create your own thing, like, it'd be so easy. Just drag the tiles out, add the little exploration points, script everything. We used to play Neverwinter Nights, which was a D&D game that had this. I mean, and the main selling point of Neverwinter Nights was its create your own Dungeons and Dragons campaigns online sort of tool set. And the main campaign that came with the original game was just a really fancy mod the devs had created using this tool set. They were essentially selling the tool set. You could go in and script all these different lines of dialogues for characters and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, if they made that in 2004... I mean, to be fair, that was BioWare, though. Fantasy Flight Games are not exactly a computer game company. Although they do have a computer game developer. Yeah, if you could, like, have fan-made campaigns and... Yeah, and, like, have a rating system where people could rate them or leave feedback. It'd be so good. And the game would go from something that I wouldn't recommend to something that I would probably almost certainly recommend. Like, I reckon... Because there's so many people out there who know so much cool stuff about Lord of the Rings as well. Like, if you could write good mods... and you'd need a rating system so people could rate the ones they thought were good. Ideally one that you could edit as well, so if someone like makes changes to their campaign, you can go and adjust them. But also people might be able to create like one-off scenarios, which would be really fun, and things like that. It makes me think of the 5-hour Mansions of Madness one, where you like reset the board twice during it, and so it becomes this whole sort of bigger evening thing, which I did with Ben once, and Ben Hirsch, and we actually finished that first try, and I was very pleased we finished it first try, because we got very close to dying, and I was like, oh no, we're gonna have to go through this 5-hour thing again. Anyway, back to let's get back to this. What was I doing? What on earth was I doing? Right, we just sailed into Glance. Right, and I'm trying to decide if I just go straight to the auction house and gamble everything, given that I've got basically no rerolls. I have a redraw and a +1, but I've got no command points. So our other option... what's our other option? I mean, we could do a market action, but I mean, we don't have any... Having no commands sucks. I think we should just do the auction house, because even though we might not maximize our profit, otherwise we're going to wind up wasting too much time here. Right, so here we go. 58 is the auction house. We remember that from before. In fact, have I written that on my map? Probably should. 58 auction house. Make these notes. Here we go. We don't get a free command point because we don't have the engaged card anymore. Womp womp. The auction house is grand but hectic, with crowds of people... Whoop. With crowds of people rushing back and forth across the marble floors, and the sounds of competing auctions echoing off the vaulted ceilings. A woman in nice clothing greets you at the entrance. Welcome to the Nedril Van Memorial Auction House. Are you buying or selling? Selling! Pay an artifact! We've been through all this before anyway. Oh. Get out of here, artifact. So we draw a fate card, and then we're going to get some money based on what we drew. So, fingers crossed we get 5 or 6. Ta-da! Hey! Look at that! Our luck holds out. Awesome. So that's 8 coins. So good. I'll put back these 2 and take 2 10s. 2 5s. Nice. Alright. And then... I mean, there's a bit of text there I skipped over, guys. Sorry. You've heard all this before, I think twice. The auction attendant meets you with a coin pouch. Here are your spoils, she says. Standard payout, minus the house's cut, of course. Oh. Some big spenders here today, evidently. And then we get to go back to 58 and we can sell again. So we'll sell one more. Blah. You stand outside the auction room, listening to the bids rise, waiting to see how much you'll get paid. Boop! Uh-oh, 2. I've never had a 2 before. There's nothing I can do about that. Literally nothing. I'm all out of command. So, we're at the mercy of the 2. I guess fate averages out. The auction attendant meets you with a coin pouch. Here are your spoils, she says. Minus the house's cut, of course. 4. We get 4. So it's still twice as much as we would have got if we just sold the sold it straight up. So there we go. So now we're rich, but we have no food. Oh, isn't there? Do you know what I should have done? Actually, I should have picked 60. Is there a way to? I think we can buy food, can't we? While we're here, so we go back to 58. I was just thinking if I picked 60, we might have been able to pick up some food in the town. But I didn't. Yeah, I can buy food and supplies. So before we leave, let's buy food and supplies. So we pay 1 coin to gain 2 meat and 2 vegetables, which is awesome. And then we return to the ship. Yeah, we're well stocked. This was a good trip. Although, of course, now the cargo fungus is probably going to eat our food. Damn it! I should get rid of that. I just don't have the perception for it. I really need to upgrade some of my characters. Alright. So that's our 2 actions. So we're back to the top of the round. Difter says, I was wondering if we should try and buy some weapons here, or wait till we arrive at our next target and try there. Yeah, Difter, I'm not sure, because... I don't think it really matters. Like, all of the market cards come from the same market deck. So we're not going to find, like, new things, unless they're coming from the storybook, of course, and they're adventure cards. But, I don't know if we might need the money for something. To be fair, we're not doing too badly in terms of our things. What I really need is some command points, so that I can, and I also need to fix the ship. Don't let me forget to fix the ship. Okay, so I can't actually go to the quarry anymore, which kind of sucks. And if I go to the galley, I'm going to take a venom. So let's head over to the sick bay, I guess, where we get to draw a card, which is prey. It's a 5. It's 2 to equip. It says, oh, come on, camera. What's the matter with you? When you use the quarters, reduce the morale, or gain a. Get rid of low morale. That's fine. But we get 3 command. So little. I need more command. Need more command. And then we can also remove some hearts, but we haven't taken any damage. Or remove some damage, but we haven't taken any damage. Rough breakup. 2 crew members that were previously in a close relationship are now enemies. Smooth things over. Cunning 6. Or let them work it out. Choose 2 crew members. Each one gains 1 low morale. Oh my god. Well... Oh, actually, do you know what? Also, I forgot to roll for the fungus. Hold tight. Ah, fungus continues to be completely useless at destroying my food. Okay, so I think I'm just going to let them work it out. And I'll just get rid of this low morale in due course. Because, I mean, I don't know, actually. Cunning... The thing is, I'm going to wind up making some soup, and... that gets rid of... I could make some soup, and that gets rid of low morale. I've got Inspire over here on Gregory. That gets rid of a low morale. I think that's better than potentially fatiguing one or two people and then failing. So, yeah, I think it's fine. In an unexpected turn of events, it was in fact Raphael and Marco having a relationship. You would have not have thought that would be the case, but there you go. They're very close, and no, they're not. Okay. Okay, so, what are we going to do? We're going to take, I think we're going to just take a port action and then sail on, right? Am I going to use the inn, though? I feel almost like I don't need to use the inn now. So I'm really just taking the port action to repair the ship. I don't even have any XP to spend. Maybe we forgo the port action. What I'll do is if I make the soup, I'm going to use everything. Damn it. Yeah, I need the quarters back, basically, is a problem. The quarters is really invaluable. But I don't need to take a port action to do that. Oh god, this is a bit of a conundrum, really. I think let's I think we'll make the soup and I think we'll use the market action. Maybe we can buy some useful stuff. Yeah, T. Carter, exactly. It's turning into a soap opera. Raphael and Marco, they fell in love during the snowball fight, seeing each other in the snow. And then they were like, they joined sides against Gregory and Kasumi. And love blossomed. But then one day they were making out in the cargo hold, and Marco got infected with fungus. And then Raphael was very shallow and judgy about it, and now they're no longer together. It's very sad. But Raphael's learned the lesson of his ways, and maybe next time he'll be better about it. Who knows? I don't think that they're beyond repairing their connection. Marco was struggling to reconcile his feelings with his religion as well, so that was adding a bit of edginess to the whole situation. Right. Let's do market action. How many cards do I get? 7, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Show me some good things. Oop. I need some more cards now. Okay. So what we got here? We got a Lucran fishing pole. So it's one thing to gain a meat. Oh, it's useful. We got Lucran steam engine. Travel 2 distance. Didn't I find this before? That's actually really useful. We've got tincture recipe. 2 wood to heal 4 health. Oh, that's really useful. Or 2 materials. I had no idea those existed. I mean, it is a recipe, so we could even make it with the cookbook for some reason. Chloroform. Okay, so this lets you put 1 wound on an enemy card. You can't cover their hearts, though, so it's kind of like using it... This is actually really useful. It's a bit like Marco's inspiration character ability. So you can cover up like a damage or something like that. Not a damage. Wow, you can cover up like one of those debuffs. You know, the ones that give you bad stuff at the end of the round, or you can cover up the damage the enemies do, so they're less damaging, less effective. All right, what we got here? Teapot of Kempter. Remove all command tokens from one card or crew member. That's okay. You have to use a command to do it though, so I'm not sold. Recipe stew. 4 of anything. 4. Oh, that's good. I like that. I like that because it's 4 of anything, and then I can make use the cookbook to make it 3 of anything. What we got here? The Amulet of the Fox, +2 accuracy, also useful. Okay, so I've currently got 16 money, and I can also get a 2-cost discount on something. I'm really tempted by the Lucran steam engine because that gives you more efficiency, right? Because you could travel and then explore twice. You know? I mean, it does cost command, which is kind of a bummer. But I think that's really good. So I'm thinking, let's get that for 4. Hey! Bree's here in chat. Hey, Bree, how you doing? Have you been playing Sleeping Gods at all? Or just shopping? God, let's have a look here. So we got the Lucran steam engine. I think that's a really worthwhile buy, especially seeing as our mission is now a bit time sensitive. I think we should get the stew as well. And the chloroform could be really clutch, although I do have the ability to do that already with Svarm and the Mythan Wayfinder, Wayfinder the Mythan. So maybe I'm just doubling down on something that I've already kind of got. The fishing pole is a slightly more efficient version of Laurent's ability, although it is pretty cheap. But the Amulet of the Fox could prove pretty clutch. I mean, it's the same as the Lucran goggles, but, you know, having the ability to do this twice is not necessarily a bad thing. Plus, you know, if you look at the character abilities that give you accuracy, it's usually just +1 and they cost 2. So getting 2 for the cost of 1 command point is pretty clutch. So let's have a look. If we were to take these 3, what would that put us on? So we're currently spending 10, and we get a 2 discount. So that's 8. So that leaves us with 8 coins. I think that's pretty good. Bree says, I haven't played it, but I've heard it's amazing. Bree, it's great. It's really good. I'm super impressed with it. Okay, so did I not mention this at the top of the stream as well? We're listening to the official soundtrack again, and I really should mention that the Red Raven Games were nice enough to let me play the soundtrack, and so we've got the official soundtrack here, which you can buy from their website. Just FYI. You know, that's the decent thing to do. Sorry, I forgot to mention that earlier. Okay, so we are, of course, triggering our Stone of Bargaining here to get that 2 discount. And yeah, T. Carter, so the, well, the thing is, so the chloroform... Oh, the chloroform can be placed anywhere? Yeah, but I mean, so can Svarm's damage. Zarm just does a damage to someone, you know? So it's like, it's effectively the same thing. Of course, Svarm has other functions, so it's not necessarily a, God, sorry guys, like I said, I left the focus off when I reset the cameras earlier, so. It says may not be placed on enemy health on the chloroform. But it's functionally the same thing as Varm's ability, or even, Wayfinder the Mythan's power. What's interesting though is actually they've gone and specified on the Stone of Blood that this is -1 health. So I don't know if that can only be used to do damage or not. I haven't used it yet, so I haven't had to sort of figure it out. But I don't think, in general, you have to add those to damage that's already being done any more than you have to with the chloroform. You just trigger them to put a token out, you know? You can trigger the command abilities at pretty much any time, except when you're... No, I think you can trigger them pretty much at any time. The recipes are slightly different, but these ones I'm pretty sure you just trigger whenever it's sort of, you know, appropriate. Difter, yeah, I did include it in the description as well, but it's always nice to give them a call out about the soundtrack. So, we got our 2 discounts, so we're spending 8, which is fine, because we're loaded now, thanks to those artifacts. And a stew is a good new recipe that we can add to our... what's the word here? Our menu? Okay, so we're even in... I've run out of card space again. Now we have to play the mini game of solving the puzzle of table space. I guess we'll just plop them up here for now. I'll figure it out later. Okay. So... one more action... Travel action? Question mark? I mean, we could probably even trigger the steam engine and already get to exploring. Although, actually, I should probably do some cooking. I do have enough to cook. I could cook the stew. I was going to cook the soup, though, and get rid of this low morale. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's do that. Let's do cooking of... I wanted to draw cards with Gloria as well and equip some stuff, but I just don't have enough command. Okay, so we'll cook the soup, which lets us get rid of 3 fatigue. So we're going to drop one on Audrey, we'll drop one on Raphael because he's got 2, and we'll drop one on Kanan as well. We can get rid of one of our low morales, which is good. And then I guess we use the other one on Inspire here to drop the other low morale. I don't know, let's just leave it for now. Let's hang on to our 1 command. And then we'll go ahead and... how many spaces do we need to... I don't know how many spaces we need to get to Lucra. I think it must be... It's probably 2. So... Let's go ahead and fatigue Audrey again as we make our way south. Well, we drew a 1, so that's not good. We could re-roll it. Good thing I kept this. Man, I wish I'd put this card in my hand instead of drawing it right now. Yeah, let's re-roll it. I hate that card. So we're using Kasumi's ability there to re-roll it. Blam! And now it's a 6. Or a 7. Thanks to Audrey, so that gives us 7 spaces of movement, so we're heading south. Yeah, so we only need 2 anyway to get where we're going. So we had 1 down here, and 2 over to Lucra City. And the Hive Tower. The Hive Tower? Presumably that's not the Tower of Orfash, though. I guess they must be distinct. Rats. Okay, so what did we do there? We, our first action was a marketplace action, wasn't it? And our second action was a travel action. So I guess now we're back to the top of the round. But I think, guys, this is going to have to be the end of the stream for tonight. We're all set to start in Lucra City, interrogating our rich benefactor about his Totem of the Forgotten Gods. The Totem of Oikar, last seen in the private antiques collection of a rich businessman in Lucra City. So this is where we're going to pick up our game next time on the next stream. And yeah, T. Carter, exactly. My thoughts exactly. A big tower. I don't think it's the. The Tower of Orfash, though, because it says here Lucra City and the Hive Tower, whatever the Hive Tower means. But I just want to say to everyone out there, thanks so much for watching the stream and for coming on this adventure. I really want to keep going, but I do have to call it a night here, unfortunately. So maybe we'll get another Sleeping Gods stream in this week at some point, because I'd really like to find out what happens next. I feel really good about about our progress in this episode and our current sort of advancement along the path. Bree, yeah, the storybooks are great. Like the the Atlas is great. I really like the Atlas, and I really like how the Atlas actually interworks with these character sheets, where you as you discover things, you make these notes all over this map, and then it kind of functions in two ways. It helps you track what you've been doing, but it also you can use it next time you play to help you sort of use the information you've learned to do more. And also, it just kind of like if there was something maybe you didn't have time to do or something, you could go back and try again. But also, it just gives you this personalized sort of map at the end of the game of your adventure to remind you what you did, as you play through it. And the storybook of the way I think this is I think the third storybook that they've done at Red Raven Games. I'm trying to think. They did one for Above and Below. Well, they did two for Above and Below if you have the Kickstarter. They did one for Near and Far. I'm not sure if they had them for any of the other games. But I think in this game you see them putting all of the stuff they've learned into how this sort of functions. And it really comes across as just being, this is, for me, the perfect marriage of the choose-your-own-adventure elements, sort of choose-your-own-adventure story novel with actual game mechanisms to give everything sort of context and weight. Like, I'm really, really into it. And the viewers will tell you that I'm not generally, this. It takes it's like I don't. When I'm very honest when I'm not satisfied about something, and currently I've got nothing but good things to say about this game. So, hopefully it bears fruit. We have to see. We haven't got to the end yet, and I do as I do require a satisfying ending. But I'm in love with this journey so far. Yeah, it's great having the Atlas, and the Atlas does a good job of actually functioning as part of the game mechanisms. I mean, its actual integration to the mechanisms is relatively light, but that's fine. I think if it was any more involved, it might be sort of a bit too much. Sort of, it doesn't need to be more gamey. It's exactly as mechanical as it needs to be, exactly as functional as it needs to be, and it does a great job of bringing out the world and the theme. And like I said, you get this wonderful map that you can keep yourself and make your notes on as you go through the game as well. So fantastic. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I'll be back in the week to play more. So thanks everyone so much for watching, and don't forget to leave a like on the video if you are enjoying these Sleeping Gods streams. And of course, do go and check out the soundtrack on Red Raven Games website if you like it and you like what you've been listening to. And big thanks to everyone on Patreon who supports the channel and helps us make all of these streams possible and keep them as good quality as they are. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you all in the week. A wonderful evening, and bye for now.